it is called buy, sell, or sleeper. So basically, we are going to give you three players, one to buy into that is basically going to have a great season. One person to sell that is going to be overrated bust type of season, and then one player that nobody thinks is going to have a great season. Hence the buy, sell, or sleeper. With that being said, the first team we are going to break down of the 32 is the Dallas Cowboys. You know, they are America's team. Dak Prescott is coming off of that brutal injury, and they just missed the playoffs last season. I think that they would have made the playoffs. They would have made it to the NFC Championship game.
Just
But
missed out on that division title.
just missed it. But with that being said, Tori, Dak Prescott is reportedly going to be full strength, full 100% at OTA starting tomorrow. So give me a player that you are going to buy from the Dallas Cowboys here in the 2021 NFL season.
I'm buying Dak Prescott this year because A, he's probably going to be the comeback player of the year.
Yeah.
B, that wide receiving core is ridiculous. So, you got Gallup, you've got Amari Cooper. This is a receiving core that is just going to get better, and it's going to obviously benefit from having Dak back this year, throwing to them. So, give me Dak all day long. I know it's like the cop out easy choice,
Right.
but he's going to have a big year. The thing is McCarthy likes to throw the ball. He's going to have plenty of opportunities to throw the ball this year. So I think Dak has a big year.
And with that being said, my cop-out answer is going to be CeeDee Lamb. I think CeeDee Lamb is going to have a breakout season. He is going to have a great year because Amari Cooper is going to have, require so much attention that CeeDee Lamb is going to be running under the middle and slant routes all day long. It would not surprise me if he averages 8 to 9 catches a game with a $130 like every game. I think he is going to have a big year, and he is going to be that make or break player for the Dallas Cowboys this season. Just because Dak Prescott is back, and there's going to be so much pressure on that passing game, he is going to excel a lot.
You just defined what your sleeper should have been.
My sleeper? Well, true. But I have a better sleeper for you. But before we get into sleeper, give me a player that you are not buying this year that you just want to sell, get him off your team.
You already know who I'm going to say on this, and you're going to completely disagree with me. Zeke. Ooh. Zeke's the most overrated running back in the league. And there again, like I just said, McCarthy throws the ball. He is a death knell when it comes to running backs. That is my biggest issue with Mike McCarthy running that team. Like I said, Dak's going to chuck it a ton. Zeke's receiving numbers are going to be up there, but his rushing numbers aren't, because at the first sign of trouble, McCarthy will abandon the run no matter what, and he will just start winging it. If you watch him when he coached in Green Bay, his go-to play is it's 3rd and 2, let's chuck it 40 yards down the field.
Right.
And it's like, you also had Aaron Rodgers doing that, and it only worked probably 50 to 60% of the time. That's not great play calling. If you have a running back of Zeke's caliber, he's probably going to be able to get you that 2 yards if you really need it. So I just think that's McCarthy's going to be the reason that Zeke is a complete bust this year.
Yeah, and it's funny that you say that I was going to totally disagree with you, but I do have it wrote down right here on my paper right there. I have Zeke too. Like I am selling Zeke this year 100% just because I think that old line is not going to be as good as it once was, and Zeke needs that old, because he reminds me a lot of Le'Veon Bell. Like, he kind of shifts around and kind of finds his hole. He very rarely runs straight north and south, right? He wants to kind of finesse him way through the hole, and I think that is going to hurt him a lot this year. And he signed that big deal, so I feel he is the type of player that isn't going to quite work as hard. And when push comes to shove, he's like, oh, I'm going to tap out a little bit early. So that's why I'm selling Zeke. And because there is another person that I am putting a sleeper on, and I think that is the backup running back, and that is Tony Pollard. He is going into his second year, and last year I was really impressed by him 100%, and I think Mike McCarty was impressed with him too, and I think he is going to get the ball more. So that second running back, Tony Pollard, he is going to be my sleeper because I think Zeke is going to have a down year. Tony Pollard is going to step up, making him, getting that contract type of year because, second year, so he probably has 2 years left on his deal, more than likely. So he is playing for the next contract and probably the next team. Who is your sleeper?
Is this his second or his third year? I thought this was his third year.
It could be his
Because
third year. Yeah.
he was the starter when Zeke was holding out.
Yeah. Wasn't that last year, though?
That's what I'm trying to figure if it was last year.
I thought it was last year. Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Let me take a look here. I don't. CBS Sports, you used to be good. Now you're awful.
So Tony Pollard is going into his second year from Memphis.
No, his third year.
Right,
this is his third year this year.
Yeah, you're right.
So yeah, he had started that first year, and he kind of caught fire.
Yeah,
like right from the get go, and they were like, "Do they really need Zeke?"
Right.
So, my sleeper though, I'm going to go over to the defensive side of the ball, and I'm going to go with Trevon Diggs.
Oh,
so
like
Trevon Diggs, second year guy. I think this is the year he takes a big step forward because their secondary is probably the biggest question mark that defense has, and I think we see him step up, and I think he establishes himself towards the upper echelon of cornerbacks in the league this year. He's obviously got the pedigree, he's got the speed. He's Stephon Diggs' brother and runs probably just as fast. And the kid's a great corner. And I just think this is the year that he kind of steps forward. They already have him listed as the starter ahead of Lewis already at cornerback. So I think this is the year we're going to see Trevon Diggs become that household name towards that upper echelon. And, maybe by the end of the year, we may be saying he's a top 10 corner.
So just to rephrase